Assalamualaikum everyone. I received one more question, which is a very very good question, and that question shows that at least that group has started looking at the data. All right. So what is the question? The question is about irregular verbs and past tense ed. Okay. So as I mentioned before, when we talk about grammar, there are a lot of grammar in English language, right? So PT has actually PT in its very nature, it is very specific, right? So one of the critics on PT is actually the how specific it is. Okay, so some scholars say it is too specific, right? So for your analysis, as I said before, you just look at this particular, look here, let me just, I hope you can see it. Okay, so you just look at past tense ed, plural as, possessive as, verb ing, and then moving on you look at be plus ing, modal plus verb, phrasal plural marking here, right, and third person singular as, right? So you look at that. Okay, so going back to irregular verbs, what category it is, right? Good, very good question. In my research, the current ongoing research, and also in my postgraduate students, I have several postgraduate students, and this pattern is very prominent. Prominent meaning is very outstanding, in a sense that before the participant, instead of using past tense ed, they use a lot of irregular verbs, and irregular verbs is not counted as pt. Okay, bear that in mind. It's not counted as PT. Why? In many research on second language acquisition, they have found that for irregular verbs, learners, second language learners, they tend to memorize it, right? It's not a grammatical, it's not a productive grammatical marking, right? So a productive grammatical marking, because you have to bear in mind, they have to put ed or plural as, they have to consciously said that attach the morpheme to the word. So jumped, they must say that jumped, or talk, what else, jump, talk, walk. So this is a productive grammatical marking. As for the irregular verbs, no, it's just it's from chunks meaning they memorize it for children too. So what happened in other research, children and second language learners research, the irregular verbs come first because it's from chunk, it's from memory. Okay, so I can show you. Okay, this is my findings in the research. I listed down all the verbs that the participants use, right? All the children in my study use. So I call it yesterday, if you watch the video, I call it default form. You can call that here, because I'm co-writing with my professor. He's also the author, the co-author of this paper. So he said, okay, maybe we change it to base form. So default form you can use, base form you can use. So linguistically we use that. Although in school, as I mentioned before, you tend to call it root word, right? That one also you can use it. All right, so here look at the base form, the irregular verb plus ing. This one, verb plus ing, is without the is or are, right? So if your participants say, I going to the theater, I going to the cinema, so that one under verb plus ing, without the be plus ving, right? So if they use v plus ing, verb plus ing, without the auxiliary is or are, meaning they have shown, you have to calculate, you have to look at the emergence criterion. If they use it on several numbers of words, right, you can say they are in the category stage of PT. All right, so look here, because you're confused between, where is it, sorry, yeah, okay, yeah, here, right, verb ing, he eating, right? If they use it on a few numbers of words, you can be sure that they are in this category. They are in the category stage, right? In this stage. If they start using he is eating with the is, that's why we call it phrase. So they are in the phrasal stage, which is the VP procedure. Okay, so let's see again what I want to show you. All right, here, verb plus ing, past tense ed. Okay, right, be plus verb ing, third person singular. So even in my research, you see that irregular verb, Okay, so the children, they do not use, only a few children use closed, followed, grabbed, turned, ended. Okay, but if you compare the number, the tokens of irregular verb, how many irregular verbs you produce, they produce more irregular verbs compared to past tense ed. So in your analysis, if you find this pattern, you can put that, but you don't have to analyze. You can just put it like 1 or 2 lines. You just say, all right, based on the findings, the participants tend to use irregular verbs. Okay, so the past tense ed is used in what are the utterances. Okay, I'll show you. I think I have shown some of the previous semester's example on how to write this your final project. Yeah, so refer to that. But if you have any more questions, just let me know. Right, good that we receive this question, because it shows that you who I don't remember the name, but whoever is asking this question, you have started at least looking at the data. That's why I said, if you don't look at the data, if you haven't started transcribing or done anything, you wouldn't know what's the issue, right? So this is very rule based. Okay, so irregular verbs is not part of PT, but it is part of linguistic development. Okay, so what it is part of the developmental, we call that developmental trajectory. Developmental trajectory meaning it's how a person how the person develop linguistically, the pattern of development. So usually irregular verbs come first. Okay, all right, but in terms of PT analysis, you mentioned that, but you have to look at the past tense ed. So these are two different things. Okay, let me show you that. All right, so here it's not part of PT. Okay, but it is an integral part of your analysis. All right, so I hope that clears the question. I hope that clarifies it. A very good question. If you have any more, let me know, so then I can address it. If I would know your question, and I would know your issue until you start doing it, right? So okay, the other thing is the next, I'm going to record another video. We'll talk about bilingualism. I would highly urge you to join the talk. All right, so bilingualism, as you know, is my niche area, and I wouldn't be able to cover as much, right, in recorded lecture. So, and for the upcoming talk this Friday, that would be on bilingualism and environment, and Dr. Bruno and Dr. Ru Ying Chi, who has written tremendously a lot of publications on bilingualism and environment. So we will benefit from their expertise, right? I have written just one paper on that, but compared to them, I am just, I always make this joke. It never gets old for me, maybe for you. Whenever I have a talk with them, they are the whales, whales, like the big fish. I am the anchovy. All right, I am the anchovy compared to them. All right, so you want to learn from the whales, not from, you can learn from the anchovy. I am anchovy, but remember, I am the premium anchovy. Do you know what is a premium anchovy? Ikan bilis mahal. If you go to the shopping mall, if you go to not shopping complex, if you go to the groceries, okay, they sell this. I don't know if you have ever seen the very expensive anchovy, right? It costs like 300 per kilogram. That one is me. Okay, all right, so I'll talk to you guys soon. If you have any questions, don't be hesitant to ask me. All right, I will just record more videos, because I think the questions reflect the other groups' issues as well. Okay, your questions is not unique. Okay, all right, so I'll talk to you guys soon.